What is up, guys? My name is Ray, and welcome to another Black Clover Mobile X Honkai Star video on my channel. So in today's video, I want to talk about a comparison between two gacha games that are currently very recent, that are currently kind of very successful, which is Black Clover Mobile, which you can see here in the background, and Honkai Star. Before we hop into the topic of today's video, I would just want to point you guys quickly to my Discord server. Link for that is in the description of every video. You'll get notified whenever I do a upload, and you'll be being able to connect with my community and also being able to ask me any questions referring to gacha games or even any game related content, especially focusing currently on Honkai Star. So don't hesitate to ask me if you want to. Yeah, with that being said, I also want to point you guys to my YouTube short section where I try to upload a video every day. Definitely make sure to check that out to support me and to support the channel. All right, so let's get back into the topic. So yeah, in today's video, I will do it a little bit more like a podcast thingy. So I won't visualize as much. So you would just see me auto farming gear in Black Clover Mobile right now in the background. Yeah, I want to talk about certain aspects about the game, and I kind of want to compare it to Honkai Star Rail, since yeah, since I played a couple of gacha games. I'd say I started playing gacha games in 2014, I guess, like even 2012. But there, I didn't really know what gacha games were. But like starting like from 2014, I started to play gacha games more and more often. And yeah, currently my most recent ones, because I stopped playing Genshin Impact, I only play Honkai Star Rail, and I just started with Black Clover Mobile very recently. Yeah, I want to compare these two games because they have a very different approach, which is necessarily good. So I think Honkai Star Rail really shines on the graphics. I really think, especially in visualization, Honkai Star Rail is like on top. I think like character design is on top, animations are on top, combat is also on top. But if I have to compare the combat like with this game, I think this game is also really good in terms of combat. But the character design is already set because they take them from the anime, which already exists. But the graphics are also really good. If I have to compare them to Honkai Star Rail, I honestly have to say Honkai Star Rail still has the edge, is still better, like not by minimum. It's like way better, but this game is not bad. I think this game is not bad in terms of graphic. It's still for an anime game. I think so far this is the best that I've played so far. I think there has been no other anime game in terms of graphics that is better than Black Clover Mobile. At least that is referring to an anime, because Honkai Star Rail is actually also an anime game, right? And yeah, what the big difference is between those two, except that Honkai Star is an anime and no, except that Black Clover Mobile is an anime and Honkai Star is not, is I think the uh, amount that you have to do on a day to actually play the game. In Honkai Star, I think Honkai Star is not made to be played for hours and hours and hours a day. What you usually do after you clear the story is you do your dailies, you use your Trailblaze power, and at the start of the week, you do your Echo of War, and then you do your Simulated Universe, and then that's it. Like, it's pretty short. You can even spread this out through the week and play Honkai Star Rail for a maximum of 20 minutes per day, and you got everything done. You're not even behind in farming or something. Yeah, maybe if there is an event, you will maybe invest 1 hour a day or 30 minutes a day, and you will still get it done by the end of the patch. As long as you're doing it like consistently, and maybe yeah, or maybe if you have a day where you don't want to do the event, you can do it like on the next day. So I think like Honkai Star Rail is very time efficient, time friendly. If you're a worker, if you don't have too much time to play a game, but you still like kind of want to play a gacha game. That's what in this case I think Honkai Star Rail is really good. Also, I have to say Honkai Star Rail doesn't have any real hard content. So if you're right now struggling, then I don't want to like offend you or anything, but if you're struggling, then there is just two things I think that are relevant. One is you do not play the game enough, or the other thing is that you don't have a good basic understanding about the game. Because even if you don't have a big insight about the game, I think the game is very clearable um, overall, even as a free to play. I usually, I'm never free to play in a gacha game. I usually always cash as I hit like a certain time limit. So as I'm playing a game like for 2 or more weeks, I start to cash in. Or if I play a game for more than a month, I start to cash in. And for Honkai Star Rail, I wanted to change that. I wanted to start content from day one, and I didn't want it to cash at all. Just um, to prove myself that I can be a free to play and I can be successful as a free to play. Um, like I don't want to set myself the challenge like using only a limited pool of characters. I still want to use all the characters that are available, but I don't want to use money because I think that the vast majority of players are still free to play or low spenders. Low spenders still have a small edge because if I compare it, you have the battle pass and you get a lot more rewards from the battle pass compared to a free to play. So you will be able to ascend your characters way easier than a free to play and way more often than a free to play. But yeah, now I had to start to think about my resources more and more and more, and I have to think about for which characters I want to summon. And at the end of the day, I still thought that it is very doable. Everything like story content was most of the time was easy. There were like just some content that is hard. Memory of Chaos, since I didn't really sweat for it, I started to build my characters a little later because I didn't summon for a DPS. Yeah, then there was a point where I saw now I have the chance to clear Memory of Chaos 10, and then I did it. And for here right now, even though the game is like only a little more than a week old, I think it is not the end game content in this game is not as easy just because the grind is also not easy. So in Honkai Star, as you're hitting a certain level, you start to form your SSR gear, your 5-star gear, or how is it called? 5-star relics, right? And you're guaranteed to get like 2 relics per run. And yeah, you do it like to use your stamina every day. Yeah, until your stamina is out. The difference between here is that the main source in this game is stamina. In Honkai Star also it is, but the refresh rate is a lot lower, and refilling your stamina is also very expensive compared to Black Clover Mobile. For Black Clover Mobile, the most important currency besides the currency that you need to summon for characters is stamina, because you need stamina to do everything. For Honkai, you only have like, okay, what do we have that we want to farm with stamina? So we have need to farm character XP to level up the character. We have to farm the talents, which is also the same material to ascend the light cone and to ascend the character itself. Then we want to farm relics for the character, and then we want to farm XP for the light cone. So these are like 4 different sources of yeah um, to ascend your character or to maximize your character. I think which is very very okayish, right? While in this game, okay, well you also have the XP. You also need so what you don't need to do is you don't need to level up the weapons in this game. There only can be leveled up through dupes. So if you pull the weapon multiple times, but you need to farm the XP. You need to get also the material to ascend the character. You need to increase the friendship level of the character to being even able to ascend the character. You want to upgrade the skills, which is also another currency. You want to upgrade the gear. You want to farm the gear, and you also want to upgrade the gear, which is 2 different currencies. Because in Honkai Star Rail, if you farming relics, you can use relics to feed them into the other relics to upgrade them. While in this game, usually, yeah, you if you're farming gear, essentially you also can trade them to use the material to upgrade the gear. But there's also like another currency for that actually. But yeah, just farming gear is actually enough, so I won't count it, right? So then you can upgrade the talents of the characters, and yeah. But the difference here is that the drop rate is a lot lower for gear. So if you're looking at this run right now, okay, as you can see, so after this run, you only get one piece of gear, and the highest piece you have LR, UR, SSR, and SR, but the highest pieces here are LR gears. In Honkai Star, at a certain level, you are guaranteed to get the highest possible relic pieces that you can have. And then you only have to take a look on main and substats. While in this game, I'm currently farming the highest stage. This is the highest difficulty that you can farm. So this is pretty much end game content right now. And I'm not guaranteed to get LR gear here. And the drop rate is really, really, really low. So the difference here, if you're starting gear on a new day, you have like 5 chances, and every time you clear this, you get a 20% chance increase to drop the highest possible rarity of a gear. So that means if I clear this 5 times, I'm guaranteed to get an LR gear. But this is just once a day. As soon as I did get the LR gear, it will reset, and I have to wait for the next day. And after this, I will still have to just auto this stage to get LR gear. And it's a hell of a grind. As you can see, I just did 23 runs on auto. The cool thing here is I can do anything else, because for Honkai you cannot repeat your runs. So every time you do the run, you can still auto the run, but every time you do the run, you have to go out, and then you have to stay in the game, and as soon as the run is done, you have to consume it again if you have enough stamina. And your stamina is really, really fast on 0. So you have a max of 240 in Honkai Star Rail. So this is like just a couple of runs. While here, as you can see, I can do over 20 runs. And even if the runs are finished, I can refill my stamina very easily, because I saved it up, and then I can easily do another 20, 40, 50 runs here again. But the drop rate for LR gear is a lot lower, which is very, very hard. I think on my last 20 run, I didn't have a single LR gear. I think like I did like 50 runs, and in those 50 runs, there were a maximum of 2 LR gears. So imagine if you do 50 runs in Honkai and you only get 2 5-star relics. So this is the grind. And as you want to progress through the end game, you really want to have this LR gear. Then the next problem is the maximum level of the characters is level 100. And I think it's also a hell of expensive. It's hell of expensive. That's why I kept my characters at 80, 90. So the more relevant characters, I leveled them up at least a bit. But I really think it is very, very expensive, which is why I want to keep them at this. And yeah, besides all of this gear farming, material farming to ascend your characters, there's also other things to do. Like, because this game has guilds, you want to do the missions for your guild to get the points. And there's like kind of a ranking system, which Honkai doesn't have at all, because Honkai hasn't have any comparison to other players, besides like maybe the units that you do own, like, or maybe how fast you can clear memory of chaos compared to others. But usually the game don't want you to compare these stats, right? And this game has like an actual ranking system for the guild. Like, the more missions you do, the more points you get, and the higher the points are, the higher your guild becomes in a rank. Then it additionally has PvP. Then I think there will be also more competitive content included into this game. And yeah, this is all like on top of this. And then after the story, you have a lot of side quests. So after you did the main quest in Honkai Star, you have like a couple of side quests, which is maybe done in 1 or maximum of 2 days if you start to actually play the game. While in this game, if you want to do all the side missions on 1 day, it's really, really hard. It's a lot of grind. And you do this on top of trying to get all the materials for your characters to maximize them, which is really, really a lot, I think. Yeah. So maybe to come to an end here, um, I have to say I really do enjoy this game, especially if you can do something like this. You can farm while doing anything else. So as you can see, I farm while I talk about this game and compare it to another game that I'm currently not playing. Right? So I really think that this is a cool feature. So yeah. Actually, what I also enjoy on such types of games is as you're farming, you can watch a movie, do anything else. Maybe you can even play another game. You can even play another game while farming this. And as soon as you get your relevant stuff, you can start to do the end game content like high rated PvP or something like this, like the actual things that matter in this game as you're progressing through this. But I really do enjoy the game. Um, like I really like that you don't get anything that fast. Sometimes a game like Honkai Star Rail is better for a normal day because I also have to do university. I also do work, right? And that's why I think that Honkai Star Rail was a perfect balance for this because doing Honkai Star Rail and doing Honkai Star Rail content still gives me the time to hang out with my friends. While this game, I honestly have to say, takes a lot of time because like during the last week when I came home, the first thing that I did was starting Honkai, starting this game parallel, and I auto farm both games just to don't waste any time. The cool thing is, of course, you can do auto, but still it eats up a lot of time because you there are so many things to do. Yeah. So yeah, to come to an end, I would recommend you guys this game as you're thinking that you're a big grinder and you enjoy grinding. Um, Also, if you like think that you want to have like way more different aspects included into a gacha game, then I really would recommend you this. Even if you're not a big Black Clover fan, and if you're a Black Clover fan, then it is even better for you. Um, but yeah, after all, I will still stay with keeping my content up with Honkai Star Rail. Right now, I honestly have to say that I don't really know what to upload during the next weeks. I probably will do a Memory of Chaos clear next week because I'm not planning to summon for Argenti, and I also don't really think that there is interesting content with him right now. We still have to wait for patch 1.6 when the new game mode comes out. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more gacha game content, if you want to see Honkai Star Rail content. I will maybe do an update if I played the game after 1 month still. Maybe I'll do a summon video, who knows. Yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.